विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर् साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः।
On the auspicious occasion of celebrating 20 years of Shri Laxmi Narayan Temple in Lagos, message by Pujya Guru Maharaj from Divyadham in Faridabad, Haryana.
अस्मद् गुरुभ्यो नमः, परम गुरुभ्यो नमः, श्रीमते रामानुजाय नमः। लक्ष्मीनाथ समारंभां नाथयामुनिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरून् परम्पराम्। शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगविद्यानिगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं। सर्वप्रथम आप सभी भगवत बंधुओं को श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण मंदिर लेगोस नाइजीरिया में स्थित है उसके 21वें स्थापना दिवस पर आप सभी को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं, बधाई, मंगल कामनाएं। 2001 अक्षय तृतीया को ही इस लक्ष्मी नारायण मंदिर की स्थापना हुई। श्री गुरु महाराज ने इस लक्ष्मी नारायण मंदिर की स्थापना की परिकल्पना की और उनके शिष्य गोविंद वासवानी, हरेश केसवानी जी की इसमें प्रमुख भूमिका रही। गुरु जी की आज्ञा से उन्होंने मिलकर इस लक्ष्मी नारायण मंदिर की स्थापना की और जितने भी मंदिर की कमेटी के सदस्य हैं जो वहाँ की कार्य व्यवस्था देखते हैं उनका भी बहुत बड़ा सहयोग इसमें रहा है। वो लगातार सेवा करते रहते हैं और मंदिर की व्यवस्था को देखते रहते हैं। सुनकर बड़ा अच्छा लगता है। तो वहाँ से लोग आते हैं, बोलते हैं कि नाइजीरिया में जो मंदिर है वहाँ पर बड़ा सुकून मिलता है। वहाँ सेवा करने जाते हैं, पूजा करने जाते हैं, हवन इत्यादि वहाँ करते हैं। बच्चों का जन्मदिन हो या शादी की सालगिरह हो वहाँ जाकर मनाते हैं। और श्री गुरु महाराज वहाँ पर साक्षात विग्रह के रूप में विराजमान है। श्री गुरु महाराज का सोचना ये था कि नाइजीरिया से बार बार आना हिंदुस्तान नहीं होता, वहाँ पर मंदिर की भगवान की स्थापना की जाए और वहीं से लोग प्रार्थना करें। वो प्रार्थना गुरु महाराज तक पहुँच जाती है और सभी के कार्य होते रहते हैं, बशर्ते कि हम श्रद्धा विश्वास रखें। गुरुदेव जी महाराज का ये भी उद्देश्य रहा कि भगवान की स्थापना करने का कि हमें वहाँ पर जाकर मानवता सीखने को मिले, सेवा करने को मिले और भगवान का सिमरन, संकीर्तन, नाम वो भी मिले। तो वहाँ उस स्थान पर तीनों चीज़ों की पूर्ति होती है। वहाँ पे मानवता सीखने को मिलती है, भगवान का संकीर्तन, नाम, सिमरन भी होता है और सेवा भी मिलती है। और मेरे प्रेमियों, तीनों चीज़ों से ही जीव का कल्याण होता है। तो आप सभी जितने भी भगवत बंधु हैं, भक्त हैं, हम सभी हमारे गुरुदेव जी की वाणी है उसका प्रचार प्रसार करें, उनके संदेशों को जन जन तक पहुंचाएं जिससे अधिक से अधिक लोगों को लाभ मिल सके। मैं भगवान लक्ष्मी नारायण और श्री गुरु महाराज जी से प्रार्थना करता हूँ आप सभी भक्तों का कल्याण करें, आपका मंगल करें। जय श्रीमन नारायण।
Purpose of building Shri Laxmi Narayan Temple by Shri Gobind Vaswani.
अखंडानंद बोधाय शिष्य संताधारिणे सच्चिदानंद स्वरूपाय तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। आज हमारे लक्ष्मी नारायण मंदिर लेगोस को 20 साल पूरे हुए। ये हमारी गुरु आज्ञाओं से बना था, गुरु की कृपाओं से बना था और इस पे गुरु की कृपा हमेशा बनी रहे। हमारे यहाँ पे मूर्तियों की सेवा बड़े स्वच्छ और साफ और भाव से होती है। ये मंदिर का लक्ष्य इसलिए था कि मेरे गुरुदेव चाहते थे कि हर एक आदमी का संस्कार परमात्मा के साथ बना रहे। ये उसी लक्ष्य के सोच करके बनाया गया। विष्णु सहस्त्रनाम में एक नाम आता है मूर्तिमान नमः। परमात्मा मूर्तिमान है, इसलिए उसकी सेवा सर्वप्रथम है श्रीमन नारायण चरणों शरणम प्रपद्ये।
The story of the seed by Shri Harish Keswani, the founder of Shri Laxmi Narayan Mandir Trust.
Jai Gurudev and Sriman Narayan. On this special day of Akshay Tritya and celebrating the 20th anniversary of Laxmi Narayan Temple in Lagos, I would like to share my own personal experience on what actually made me to initiate the whole idea of building this temple. And for this I need to go back a few years. I met up with our Guruji in 1992, and I am forever going to be grateful to Mr. Gobind Vaswani, mere bade bhai, who actually took me to the Guruji. And I will give you my personal experience that I remember. It was a cold winter in Delhi, in Faridabad, in the mountains. But when I first met Guruji face to face, and I cannot explain this to you what I experienced, that till date I am not able to understand how can in a cold winter you meet someone and then you start breaking it up into sweat. My hands were sweating, my neck was sweating. It was the energy in the room radiated by Guruji and his absolute aura, which I till date experience it. And over the years I kept going to ashram regularly and meeting up with Guruji. What I saw there was that Guruji never refused anyone for whatever they came for, and everyone who visited ashram only came to ask. Guruji's Bandara it had no bottom. It was a bottomless Bandara. Whatever you would want, you would ask and he would give. And I am declaring today that it is with Guruji's grace that I am what I am today. So in the year 2001, this realization came to me that we have found someone who is so benevolent, so loving, so caring. And I felt selfish that if I don't share this with the rest of my community and whoever wishes to follow, it would be not fair and people would lose the opportunities. And that was the reason at which I thought of building up a temple. And I remember going to Guruji and steering this idea that let's build this temple. He initially refused. He said, आप लोगों से नहीं होगा, मंदिर चलाना आसान नहीं है, उसमें बहुत डिसिप्लिन चाहिए। मंदिर को जहाँ देवताओं और जहाँ ठाकुर बैठते हैं, जहाँ भगवान खुद आके बैठते हैं, उस जगह को साफ सुथरा रखना और उसके वहाँ लोगों को सही तरीके से उनका बिहेवियर होना चाहिए। ये सब बहुत मुश्किल है, आप लोग इस काम को भूल जाओ। और we kept pursuing this whole idea, shared the views with Gobind Bhai, and we together went, and again we pursued it, and we gave all the assurances to Swami Guruji that if he graces this occasion, graces the temple, we would promise to maintain it and do as per his wish. And so today we are very happy that 20 years, not only the temple was built then, but it has been very well managed by the devotees and by the Shevadars and by Panditji, and for whom I am forever going to be grateful as well, and I thank every one of them. So my next question would be that what happens to this temple, what happens to our religion, what happens to our faith, which is to do with the next generation. We as a generation, we followed faith with obedience. If Gobind Bhai said something to us, we entrusted in him. If our parents said something to us, we entrusted in them, and we just followed them to wherever they led us. And the faith continued to grow from there. But in the next generation, this is missing. It is not missing of obedience, but it is an obedience without reasoning. And I would like all of us to sit together and discuss how can we bring the youth together so that we can understand what are their doubts, what are their questions, how can we get them closer to our experience so that they can also benefit. And I would like to tell each one of you that every generation would practice it slightly differently, but end of the day, as long as they can reach the goal and achieve all what we have experienced, and that's more than enough. So together, once again, I would like, on behalf of the Board of Trustees and my wonderful committee members and the Shevadars and Panditji, and on behalf of our Pujya Guruji and Sri Gobind Bhai, I would like to welcome all of you and thank you very much, and Jai Shriman Narayan and Jai Gurudev.
Where and how it all started. A humble home is where it all began, in the form of Guru Gadi. The purpose of having various idols was to give comfort to devotees while keeping in mind their faith. Hence, accommodating the idols was no longer possible in a flat. Looking at growing numbers of devotees, the idea of the temple was conceived, and eventually this led to the dream becoming a reality. While the initial plan for the temple space was half of what you see today, anticipating the ever-growing Parivar, the space plan was doubled, and we came upon this cherished temple frequented by more than thousands of people till date. Even though the heart was intent and there was all-round elation for the construction of the temple, it faced its own set of challenges before it finally came into being. The murtis were ordered from Jaipur and arrived prior to the actual structure of the temple. A few murtis were also damaged in transit and new ones were called in, all of which had to be accomplished before the Muhurat date. On the auspicious day of Akshay Tritya in May 2002, the devotees performed 3 days of puja, which included Murti Sthapna and Havan. Originally, the temple was designed and made in marble and shipped to Nigeria, but due to unsatisfactory aesthetics, it was redesigned and made in carved shisham wood from Saharanpur. To the perfection, Mr. Jogender Singh, an artisan, skillfully assembled the entire temple structure in 48 hours. It was a remarkable achievement, as it was quite a challenge as well. But with Guruji's grace, all challenges can be faced, and it was his grace that prevailed at the time 20 years ago. Blessings received by various saints, the temple has been visited by distinguished saints who enlightened devotees through satsang and kirtan. The temple's main objectives is based on the teachings of Guruji. That is, Nar Seva is Narayan Seva, which is practiced regularly at Shri Laxmi Narayan Temple. Langar Seva Sthan is where devotees are served langar. The Sevadars serve freshly cooked food, which they prepare and monitor with utmost passion and love for the Lord and devotees who visit the temple. Bhajan Seva. Bhajans have always been the source to connect with the Lord. And at Laxmi Narayan Temple, the devotees started Bhajan Seva using simple instruments and today have helped equip the temple with upgraded and modernized systems. The devotees today, through their bhajans, create a serene atmosphere at the temple. The Bhajan Seva is not only for the adults, but through Balvihar Seva, devotees have encouraged young children to participate in Balvihar activities where they have been taught about various Hindu scriptures, participate in acts, sing bhajans and kirtans. After beloved Guruji, Srimad Jagadguru Ramanujacharya Swami Shri Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj, who left his body in 2007, the structure at the Gadi was replaced by Guruji's Murti by performing the Murti Sthapna Puja. Shri Vishnu Sahasranamavali and Shri Satyanarayan Katha are performed on monthly basis and dedicatedly carried out by Panditji along with the devotees. The Board of Trustees have laid down the trend to carry out regular community welfare activities, some of which are borehole installed at Tabitha Home in Ibadan, feeding to needy at various locations in Lagos, which has been going on for the last 15 years. Temple values are set around the teachings of Guruji, which are, while conducting any deed, the intent and intentions matter the most, and that is prime. Life spent for the welfare of others is in its true essence worthy living. Consider the idol as conscious and sentient while performing acts of service and oblations. Truly believe that God Himself resides in the idol. It is not possible to attain knowledge without satsang, the company of highest truth. The essence of Guruji's teachings is manavta. Bhav mein hi bhav hai. Our Guruji, Pithadishwar Srimad Jagadguru Ramanuj Acharya Swami Purushottam Acharya Ji is actively engaged in the public welfare and its undertakings day and night. There are various kinds of services available in the ashram and at Shri Laxmi Narayan Temple, Lagos. Whosoever, in the true spirit of love and devotion to the Lord Almighty, wants to give his or her service is welcome to give the same according to his or her capacity. Jai Shri Narayan.